What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be an emotional video. I'm going to try not to cry, but basically I'm just going to be talking about how I lost my sister 5 months ago. Tomorrow will make exactly 5 months. So I'm going to talk about that and how I lost her and like the bond that me and her had. And yeah, okay, so to start this story off, I'll talk about the bond that me and her had and like growing up and stuff with her. She had moved out when she was 17 and moved in with my grandma. So she'd been living with my grandma for a really long time, and she was living with my grandma when we lost her. We had this really good bond, like a really strong sisterly bond. We fought, we helped each other. She was my world and I was her mini-me, and it was just an amazing bond that I had with her. Anyway, so now to the day. I'm gonna go through the day and what happened, the day I found out, and how I found out, and what happened. So the day was Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. And I was in school that day, and then in 8th period, me and my brother got called to the office, or whatever, to go. And the bell rang, and nobody had picked us up. So my brother went on to football practice, and I went home with a friend. At the time, that was my best friend. So I went home with her, and we were sitting outside her house, and then my coaches from athletics started looking for me, like texting Kinsey. A friend of hers texted her saying the coaches were looking for me. I had somebody texting me asking where I was, and I'm really confused on like why everybody's looking for me. So then I texted my mom because I was going to ask if I could stay the night at my friend's house. Like, I was going to see if I could stay the night with her. You know, it was normal, for me to stay the night. I just had to ask and stuff. So the answer was, no, you need to go home, like right now. So me and Kinsey walk to my house, which was right around the corner, because we only lived a couple blocks away at the time. And so we walk home, and there's 2 vehicles out there. Actually, there was 3. Darian's, which was my friend's, which is like just part of our family, I guess. And then my cousin and a friend of hers had their car vehicles. I went inside and I set my stuff down. To this point, I still have no clue what's going on. So we get in my cousin's friend's vehicle and we're headed to my grandma's house. I know where we're going, I just don't know why. Like, I was told that we were going to my grandma's house. So me, my 7-year-old sister, and my older brother are in the back seat, just headed to my grandma's house. And I had one of my cross-country buddies text me on Snapchat asking me if everything was okay. And I said, yeah, why? And they were like, well, your brother was crying or whatever. And I started getting all confused. My brother never cries, so I was extremely confused. Turns out the school messed up and told him, so he already knew. Me and Isabella are still clueless. And so we get there, and I start getting really anxious. My anxiety kicks in very bad. Trying. And so I get out of the car, and I slowly walk over to my mom, and she was at clinicals that day. She got called. My grandma and cousin were originally headed to Houston when they got the call. We were all outside my aunt's house, which was down the driveway from my grandma's house. I walked up to my mom, and she had this really worried look on her face. And she said, I don't know how to tell you this, but there was a fire in the house, and your sister didn't make it out. I started crying my mom started crying, we all just started like crying. From that moment, my life was never the same. Finding out that I lost my sister was the worst day of my life. It was the most tragedy that I've ever had to go through, and I never thought I would have to go through it that soon. I mean, obviously we all die at a point, but I didn't think I was going to lose my sister that soon. But I did, and at this point it's like very emotional. And so what happened, so me, my brother, and my mom all in a little huddle, we're crying and everything. Sorry. And we're crying and all this and that. So my grandma's house had caught on fire, and to my knowledge, I have no clue what caused the fire. It was a very emotional day for everyone, and for us to be losing her that soon was devastating to a lot of people, to her friends, to her family. It was just one of the most hardest things I've ever had to face. My depression had gotten a lot worse, and I had even tried committing suicide once afterwards in October, towards the end of October. If you want to know that story, just comment down below, and I will try to talk about it. It's still kind of hard to talk about. I'm definitely better now, but it was just one of the most hardest things to have to go through for my 15-year-old self, losing my sister, who was only 19 years old, and I had a really close bond. The last time I had seen her was when she came over to take a nap before work, and she was leaving and said, "I love you," and I said, "I love you too." And I still remember the last movie we watched together. There's a lot of memories. She worked at McDonald's, and for a while my mom couldn't go to McDonald's for anything. It was just a really emotional time for our family, and tomorrow is going to be emotional with it being 5 months. Thank God I don't have school tomorrow, so I don't have to go to school. But that's basically how that happened, and how I lost my sister, who I was extremely close with, and it was hard to lose her. And today I still just wish it was a bad dream, but it's not. She's really gone, and it's hard to believe, but it happened, and I guess I just have to live with it. But that's basically how I lost my sister. So bye.